Jumoja, radio, podcasts, and news. Hello, everybody. This proud smiling, blonde wearing wig man, politician, banned African attire. African attire in the Kenyan parliament. This African attire and this suit he banned is very popular by African revolutionaries. But this guy goes on to ban African clothes that has been worn by people like Julius Kambarage Nyerere, the greatest Pan-Africanist. But now a Kenyan politician right now goes on and bans an African attire. It shows the lack of understanding of the lack of critical thinking of these politicians with their tumbon kubwas. You see, African attire, African clothes are always made in Africa by Africans, by Kenyans. For example, these African clothes and attire banned are 100% they're always made in Kenya by Kenyans. So in banning this African attire, actually it's going to damage the Kenyan sector of African clothes, because now these politicians, instead of him promoting African attire, so these politicians can buy from the local manufacturers of Kenya. Because if you notice, majority of these kaunda suits, African attire, are made within Kenya. But these robes, these blonde wigs, these nice suits are always made in Europe. So this guy is promoting a European product that is not made in Kenya over an African product, an African attire, an African clothes that is made in Kenya. That's what this guy is supporting. So, any Kenyan who supports this guy banning African attire and kaunda suit within the parliament, you myopic, you don't understand parliament. I promise you. Because this guy is silently damaging the Kenyan economy. This guy has to promote African attire. Listen again. This guy has to promote African attire because African attire is made within Africa by Africans. Sometimes I support Ruto actually because Ruto puts on kaunda suits, and Ruto has reported 100% of his kaunda suits are made. President Ruto, 100% of his kaunda suits are made within Kenya by Kenyans. So it means that he's employing and empowering Kenyans by buying from them African products made by them. Not this blonde wearing puppet leader who is supporting the foreign product. You understand? So anybody who is supporting this guy, again, I say you need a medical check, because African attire need to be promoted. It can't be banned. Who bans African attire in the African parliament? I promise you, Kenya is on the wrong track. You understand? People oppose Ruto all the time, but people don't oppose such leaders. Actually, this leader has many supporters. Many Kenyans supported him. It shows that Kenyans lack critical thinking and Kenyans are very ignorant on politics and economics. Anybody, if you support this guy banning African clothes and attire, you need a medical check. I promise you. Because this is going to limit African talent. These African clothes and attires are made by tailors on Kenyan streets and Kenyan shops. How can it be banned in parliament? Parliament represents Kenyans, but now parliament is going to represent Europeans, because majority now, all of them are buying their suits they put on from Europe. Do you know that this guy's robe, this guy's wig is made in England? How come he hasn't banned his wig? He puts on proudly smiling. He hasn't banned this wig. He hasn't banned this attire he buys from England for his parliament sessions. But he's banning African attire in parliament. Yet African attire, the parliament represents the people. I promise you, if the parliament puts on African attire, it will promote more people putting it on. And if it promotes more people putting it on, if it promotes more parliamentarians, more people in the parliament to buy this product, that means you empowering the Africans who make this African attire and dressing and the kaunda suits. You understand? I just don't understand when Kenyans clap for this guy banning kaunda suit and African attire in parliament. This shows the mindset of Kenyans. And the Kenyan who supports him is myopic. And if you support this guy banning African attire, you're myopic. You don't understand economics and the politics. You need to just go focus on something, because you are lost. We need the African attire not never be banned. Actually, African attire has to be promoted over these suits is putting on. I'll appreciate if you leave a comment, because I was disappointed. This is going to a year ever since this guy banned the African attire. And people are silent about this, but people are protesting against Ruto. What? You're not going to to protest against Ruto when you're clapping for this guy, because this guy is worse than Ruto. A man who can ban an African actor in parliament, that guy can ban you an African in your own country. He can ban you a Kenyan, because this very guy, I'm telling you, he is focused like on promoting European suits, Asian suits over African attire. What's to take on this? Because such things, many people don't report about them. But we need to start talking about this, because if such a guy can ban this, it shows what type of politics is in Kenya. I'll appreciate if you leave a comment. Asante sana.